Just one day after an ominous warning, the California coast was hit by an enormous earthquake. Michael Snyder reports. This was not the big one, but hopefully it will serve as a wake-up call for millions of California residents. The magnitude 6.4 earthquake that just struck Northern California caused quite a bit of damage, but scientists have been persistently warning us that someday a massive earthquake will hit the region that will be absolutely catastrophic. In fact, just one day before the magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit Northern California, we were specifically warned that someday a very large earthquake in Northern California could cause thousands of deaths and billions of dollars in damage. The following was posted by Daily Mail on December 19. Seismologists say San Francisco is due a devastating earthquake in the not too distant future, potentially causing thousands of deaths and billions of dollars in damage. The United States Geological Survey predicts there is a 51% chance of the magnitude 7 quake hitting within the next 3 decades, releasing energy equivalent of around 1,000 atomic bombs. The quake of that magnitude would ruin buildings, shut off electricity and vital communications, and cause huge wildfires according to government modeling. So is it just a coincidence that a magnitude 6.4 earthquake struck the region just one day later? Maybe. According to Fox News, the quake that just hit Humboldt County, basically across from Lassen Peak volcano, caused substantial damage to roads and homes. The Humboldt County Sheriff's Office warned in an alert of widespread damages to roads and homes reported throughout the county after a magnitude 6.4 earthquake shook the Northern California coast early Tuesday morning. Due to a large earthquake, widespread damages to roads and homes are reported throughout Humboldt County. Be prepared for aftershocks. Check gas and water lines for damages or leaks. Exercise caution of traveling, it said in a tweet. This is the largest earthquake that the state has experienced in quite a while, and one local resident says the shaking lasted for about 15 to 20 seconds. Jimmy Eller, who claims to live in the county, tweets, "That earthquake was insane, a good 15 to 20 seconds of shaking." Those that have felt the ground violently shaking under their feet will never forget the sensation. Another local resident that has lived in the region for 65 years claims that this latest earthquake was the biggest one that she had ever been through. Diana McIntosh, 69, said the trembler woke her up inside her home in an apartment complex in central Humboldt County. She said it felt like north and south rocked back and forth, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. "I heard banging, things crashing and glass shattering," said McIntosh, who lives alone in her apartment off the freeway near the Pacific Ocean. McIntosh, who said she has lived in the Eureka area for 65 years, called it the biggest earthquake she has ever experienced. She said, "I was screaming the way that it shook. I've never felt anything like that in my life." So was this the main event, or is an even larger earthquake actually eventually coming? We don't know if it's going to be this is the main quake or the foreshock. Nobody really knows, but so far there have been approximately 80 aftershocks. Up to 80 aftershocks rattled parts of Northern California after a magnitude 6.4 earthquake hit the area early Tuesday, according to California Governor's Office of Emergency Services Director Mark Gagliarducci. The largest aftershock was 4.6 magnitude quake, which happened in Rio Dell, which he described as one of the hardest hit areas. Hopefully things will settle down for at least a little while, but as I discussed last month, we have seen a lot of very unusual earthquakes lately. As I discussed earlier this month, volcanic activity has also been on the rise all over the globe. We're witnessing a tremendous amount of instability all over the planet, and this is particularly true in high-risk zones. Of course, the entire west coast of the United States sits directly along the Ring of Fire, and I have been warning for years that there will eventually be extremely catastrophic seismic events that will permanently alter the geography of the coastline. Scientists have been issuing similar warnings. In addition to warning about what could happen to Northern California, they've also pointed out how vulnerable Southern California, Oregon, and Washington state are. A 2008 scenario said a magnitude 7.8 earthquake could cause nearly 2,000 deaths and more than $200 billion in economic loss. Big quakes in Los Angeles are particularly devastating because the soil holding up the city will turn into a bowl of jelly, according to a post published by catastrophe modeling company Trembler. Another scenario warns that a stretch of the coast in Oregon and Washington state is capable of producing an earthquake much more powerful than the ones in California is bracing for. Parts of coastline would suddenly drop 6 feet, shattering critical bridges, destroying undersea communication cables, and producing a tsunami. Thousands are expected to die, but local leaders are considering projects that could give coastal residents a better chance at survival. But most people that live along the coast are not interested in such warnings. Thankfully, the U.S. Geological Survey has now developed a system that gives people advance notice when an earthquake is coming. In fact, it worked as designed during this latest event. It's the shake alert, anything over 4 magnitude. Now, some Bay Area residents were promptly woken up by the shake alert app notification 10 seconds before the 6.4 magnitude earthquake in Humboldt County early Tuesday morning. At 2:43 a.m., emergency officials released an alert via the shake alert system operated by the U.S. Geological Survey, telling people to drop, cover, and hold on for an earthquake that occurred about 8 miles offshore of Ferndale, a town more than 250 miles north of San Francisco. The alert was sent to some 3 million people in Northern California, and the system successfully operated as emergency service crews hoped, said Mark Ghilarducci, director of the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services. A 10-second warning may allow you to drop and cover, but if a giant tsunami is racing towards the coastline, a 10-second warning won't do much good at all. The experts assure us that it's just a matter of time before a massive seismic event kills vast numbers of people along the west coast. But for the moment, ignorance is bliss, and most people that live in the region will continue to pretend that everything is just fine. It's here finally. Michael's new book entitled End Times is now available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. About the author, my name is Michael. This is written by Michael Snyder. And a brand new book entitled End Times is now available on Amazon. In addition to my new book, I've written 6 other books that are available on Amazon, including 7-Year Apocalypse, The Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of these books, you help to support the work that I'm doing. And one way that you can really help is by sending copies as gifts to family and friends. Time is short, and I need help getting these warnings into the hands of as many people as possible. I have published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog and of the American Dream and the Most Important News, and the articles that I publish on those sites are republished on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their own websites, but I ask that they include this about the author section with each article. The material contained in this article is for general information purposes only, and readers should consult licensed professionals before making any legal, business, financial, or health decisions. I encourage you to follow me on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and any way that you can share these articles with others is definitely great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, I strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. And this is by Michael Snyder on End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments, and all of you there, please be alert and careful. Merry Christmas with blessings, God's protection on all of you. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box.